Hello, my name is Dr. David. I'm 60 years old, and today I want to share something that I truly believe can change those long, sleepless nights for many of us. Have you ever woken up at 2 or 3 in the morning, tossing and turning in bed, feeling the urge to urinate, and unable to fall back into restful sleep? If you nodded your head, believe me, you are not alone. I've been through it myself, and many of my patients, people in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, have told me the exact same story. As we get older, our bladder becomes more sensitive. It's not as patient as it once was, and it can sound the alarm to go to the bathroom even when it's only half full. Have you ever rushed to the bathroom only to find that when you sit down, there's barely any urine at all? That's the false signal I'm talking about. And here's another factor. When we lie down to sleep, the fluid that has built up in our legs during the day flows back into the bloodstream, giving our kidneys more work to do, and that wakes us up again in the middle of the night. I'm not telling this long story to make you feel worse, but to help you understand those sleepless nights and frequent bathroom trips are not just a sign of old age. There's a clear biological reason behind it, and if there's a cause, then there's also a solution. And that solution sometimes comes from something very familiar: no prescriptions, no expensive machines needed. Today, I want to talk about a fruit that I'm sure all of you know. Well, the banana. Sounds too simple, right? But stay with me and let me explain. In this video, I'll share with you some simple ways to eat bananas to improve your sleep. They're all easy to do, safe and effective. If sleep is important to you, stay until the end so you don't miss the most important part. If you're looking for a natural way to sleep better, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell right now. So whenever I share a new method, you'll be the first to know. Now let's dive into the different ways bananas can help you sleep better and deeper. The benefits of bananas when eaten the right way include better sleep and fewer nighttime bathroom trips. Bananas when eaten properly can be a wonderful sleep companion. First of all, bananas are very low in acidity, unlike oranges, pineapples, or grapes. This is important because the bladder in older adults is already fragile and easily irritated, and highly acidic fruits can make you urinate more often. Instead, a ripe banana is gentle on the bladder, helping you rest through the night without interruptions. Bananas are also rich in potassium, a mineral that helps the bladder muscles relax. You can imagine your bladder like a small rubber balloon. When the bladder wall muscles are relaxed, it won't suddenly send out false signals that wake you up. And this becomes even more important as age makes our bladder more sensitive and easily irritated. English. And it doesn't stop there. Bananas also contain magnesium, a mineral well known for its ability to calm the nervous system. I once had a patient, Margaret, age 68, who told me that after just a few weeks of adding a banana to her afternoon meal, she was sleeping much better. She said, "Doctor, not only do I get up less often at night to use the bathroom, but I also feel lighter in spirit, and I no longer wake up in the morning feeling heavy and tired." And that makes perfect sense. Magnesium in bananas soothes the bladder's nervous system while also helping the mind relax. And you've probably heard of tryptophan, an amino acid found in bananas. This is the very raw material your brain uses to produce serotonin and melatonin, the happiness chemical and the sleep chemical. When we're young, our bodies produce them in abundance, but as we age, those levels drop significantly. That's why getting extra tryptophan from bananas is such a natural way to help the brain ease us into deeper, more restful sleep. Believe me, sometimes a big change begins with something this small, just one banana eaten at the right time in the right way. In the next part, I'll show you the most effective ways to use bananas so you can turn that peaceful sleep into reality. How to eat bananas for better sleep and fewer nighttime. Bathroom trips. Bananas, when eaten properly, can become a little friend that helps you sleep peacefully through the night. First of all, bananas are low in acidity. This is extremely important because the bladder in older adults is fragile and easily irritated. While fruits like oranges, pineapples, or grapes may cause more frequent urination, bananas are gentle and non-irritating. English second bananas are packed with potassium. Potassium works like a conductor, helping the bladder relax, preventing random spasms and those false alarms that wake you up in the middle of the night. Along with that, the magnesium in bananas calms the nerves, allowing both the bladder and the mind to let go. I still remember Ellen, a 72-year-old patient who told me, "Doctor, ever since I started eating one banana in the afternoon, just as you suggested, I feel so much lighter and my nights are so much more peaceful." Her words convinced me even more that sometimes the simplest things are the most miraculous. Not only that bananas also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the brain produce serotonin and melatonin. These are the two golden keys that unlock deep restorative sleep. When we're young, our bodies make plenty of them, but with age, those levels drop. Bananas act like extra fuel, helping the brain create what it needs to guide us into a full, restful night's sleep. However, bananas need to be eaten the right way. Don't pick bananas that are still green. They can cause bloating and indigestion. And don't go for overly ripe bananas either, as they can spike your blood sugar and then cause it to crash, disrupting your sleep. The perfect choice is a medium ripe banana golden yellow with just a few small brown spots. And remember to eat it around 5 or 6 p.m. or about an hour after an early dinner. That's when your body can absorb it best and your stomach can digest it gently before bedtime. One little tip I often recommend: eat your banana with a few lightly roasted almonds, just 5 to 7 pieces. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, and when paired with bananas, they make a delicious afternoon snack that's heart healthy and paves the way for deep sleep. English. Of course, there are things you need to avoid. Tea, coffee, and even green tea at night will only make you run to the bathroom more often. Salty foods make you thirsty, which leads you to drink more, and that fills your bladder. Acidic fruits like oranges, pineapples, and grapes, please save those for daytime. And especially don't drink that just in case glass of water before bed. It might sound sensible, but in reality, it almost guarantees you'll wake up in the middle of the night. Finally, I want to remind you, food is only one piece of the puzzle. A good night's sleep also requires consistency. Going to bed at the same time, staying away from your phone or bright screens before sleep, these small habits also help your body truly rest. Just picture this: a peaceful afternoon, you sit on your porch, enjoy a perfectly ripe banana, and nibble on a few almonds. Night falls and you drift into sleep without the fear of being woken again and again. The next morning, you open your eyes to soft sunlight, feel your body light and refreshed, and know you've had a truly restful sleep. Would you like to experience that for yourself? If so, give bananas a chance and be patient. Try it for a few nights. I believe the change will come, and it will bring you the precious gift of peaceful sleep. English practical advice. I want you to try something very simple. No need to make big changes. No need to force yourself to remember a long list of rules. Just for 3 nights, practice this routine. Choose a perfectly ripe banana, not too green, not overly ripe. Eat it around 5 to 6 p.m. or about an hour after an early dinner. And don't forget, in the evening, limit foods that trigger nighttime urination, like tea, coffee, salty foods, or acidic fruits. Most importantly, don't drink too much water after 7 p.m. I've had many patients try this and come back to tell me, "Doctor, I was amazed. After just a few nights, I wasn't waking up as often. In the morning, I felt clearer in my mind and lighter in my body." I want you to observe yourself. After 3 nights, are you sleeping more deeply? Are you getting up less often at 2, 3 a.m.? And when morning comes, do you feel more refreshed and full of energy? Sometimes the secret to staying healthy at 50 or 70 isn't in big things. It's in small habits repeated daily. One banana, a little listening to your body, and a small decision to take care of your own sleep. Things to avoid after 7 p.m. You know, after 7 p.m., our body starts shifting into rest mode. But many people unintentionally disrupt that process without even realizing it. I often tell my patients, sleep is like a child. You have to lull it gently. But even a small disturbance can wake it up. English, one of the usual culprits is coffee, green tea, or even dark chocolate. Have you ever thought that even a light cup of tea in the evening can keep your bladder busy all night long? I once had a patient in her mid-60s who complained about waking up 4 to 5 times each night to urinate. It turned out her habit of drinking jasmine tea after dinner was the main cause. Once she stopped, within just a week, her uninterrupted sleep returned. Another thing to remember: salt. Many people think salty foods only affect blood pressure, but in reality, salt also pulls water into the body, forcing the kidneys to work harder at night. If you often eat pickled vegetables, salty fish, or heavily seasoned soups at night, try cutting back. You'll notice your body feels much lighter and more comfortable when going to bed. And perhaps most importantly, avoid highly acidic fruits like oranges, pineapples, and grapes after 7 p.m. I know many people like to have fruit for dessert, But after age 50, the bladder becomes sensitive and easily irritated by acid. Even a sweet orange can cost you an entire night of good sleep. Instead, choose a perfectly ripe banana or a few lightly roasted almonds, both healthy and thus sleep-friendly. There's another habit we often overlook, using electronic devices. The blue light from your phone or TV acts like an alarm signal to your brain telling it to stay awake. I want you to imagine this: instead of scrolling on your phone, you spend 15 minutes listening to soft music, reading a few pages of a book, or simply sitting quietly and breathing deeply. You'll find yourself drifting into a more natural and peaceful sleep. As we get older, we don't need too many complicated tricks. Sometimes simply avoiding a few small things after 7 p.m., combined with eating a banana the right way, is enough to bring back deep, uninterrupted sleep. If today's message speaks to you, I'd like to invite you to leave just a small sign, share your thoughts in the comments below, because your words may become a guiding light for someone else silently struggling with sleepless nights. And if you know someone, maybe an old friend or a family member, who wakes up many times during the night, share this video with them. A small action from you could bring peaceful sleep to someone else. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, where I'll continue sharing gentle, natural, yet powerful science-based tips to help you stay healthier and more at peace in your 50s, 80s, and beyond. Wishing you a peaceful night and a radiant morning, as if you've just been given back the precious gift of sleep.